This is everything you need to scan your film at home and exactly how I do it. First thing you're going to need is an XL copy stand from Negative Supply, and then a DSLR. I use an A7R4 with a 90mm macro lens, and then a cheap $15 light table that I got from Amazon. I also use film carriers, also from Negative Supply. This is their full border one, so you can see the film borders when you're scanning, and they also have a 35mm one. Also not shown here is a MacBook Pro running Lightroom Classic and the Negative Lab Pro plugin that you can buy separately. So I load my film into the film carrier. It's a little bit tricky sometimes. Turn on the light table. I turn my camera on and set it to manual mode. It's important to use manual mode to make sure that the exposures on all your photos are the exact same. This will be easier for editing later. And then I use the autofocus mode on my camera to make sure I'm focused on the grain, and I take photos of the film one by one. As you can see, scanning a roll of 6x7 can go pretty quickly in just a couple seconds. Afterwards, I plug my SD card into my laptop, and I have a folder for my scans, which is the photos I just took, TIFFs, my exported inverted files, and then edited, which is where all of my completed photos go. So I drag all the photos I just took into the scans folder, and then I upload that into Lightroom. So this is where you can see all my color negatives and then some black and white ones I did as well. After you've installed Negative Lab Pro, it's just a quick Control-N to open up the interface. And then I use a 5% border buffer, a default saturation, basic color model, and then put the source obviously as digital camera. After that's done processing, you should see your inverted negatives. And then you can start messing with the settings. As you can see, messing with them a lot versus not at all creates some pretty different results. I'm always an advocate to try and recreate the photo that you remember taking in your head, and then adjusting the settings on each photo one by one to make sure that they're what you like. Afterwards, you click apply, and this is when you export the photos again, but this time into TIFFs. I do this because the file we're working with is still a negative, so any adjustments I make are going to be inverse, and personally that's just confusing. So after you export the TIFFs, you can re-upload and drag them back into Lightroom. Now you're editing a photo just like you would a digital file. And you can see from the folders that it'll show you which ones are scans and which ones are TIFFs. And now you can just edit your photos as you would like. And you can see that it won't be inversed anymore because we're working with a regular TIFF and not an inverted negative. And personally, I like to go through every single photo and edit them one by one rather than applying a preset to all of them. This just makes me feel more connected to each photo and helps me change my settings based on the scene. Thanks again for watching, and I'll put a list of everything from this video in the description below.